What's crack? It's VangelinaSkov, and today I'm here with someone. We're going to have a little chat, mostly probably about aliens. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Alizee, the big Alizee. I sound like Moss from the IT crowd. Like, hello, my name is... Have you seen the IT crowd? My name is Maurice Moss. Yeah. I'm a commentary... No, I can't say that. I can't tell people I'm a commentary channel. I've been trying to, get away from that label. So I just do videos about whatever I fancy. About other people.
That works. Possibly, commenting on other people.
Sometimes drama related.
Sometimes.
But not a drama channel.
I feel the pain of that. I spent the first few months of having an audience trying to tell people that I was not a drama channel, but everybody kept calling me one anyway, so I just kind of gave up after a while.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one. Although recently I was called a tea channel, but that was meant in a derogatory way. So
I wouldn't consider you a tea channel. The tea channels are they come up in my recommended all the time, Spill Session. They all have names like revolving around tea. We don't. I drink tea because of the Britishness, but we ain't tea channels.
No, although I do have merch with the word tea in it, but that was because somebody commented, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the tea, on one of my videos, because I would wear varying degrees of hoop size, and people figured out it was to do with that. This isn't true, but it was some conspiracy that I would change my hoops depending on what I thought about the drama. So that's why that merch is a thing. But I'm not a tea channel.
Yeah, because what's the size of hoops got to do with how much you give a shit about said drama you're discussing that day? I don't understand.
No, I have these so I would wear hoops in every single video. I've stopped recently. I don't know why, but there's no reason for that. There's no big conspiracy theory. But I have these really, really massive ones that go down to here on me. And I think I wore them for one, I can't remember what the video was, but it was a really big drama. So everyone was like, oh my God, this is clearly what's happening. She's decided, oh yeah, I like this drama, big hoops today. And then I did it on purpose once. I made a video about something I thought was pretty shit, so I wore these tiny little baby hoops just to look guys, I'm in on the joke too, clearly, probably, but I don't know. But the reason I was called the Tea Channel was because I disagreed with them, and then they thought that was the best insult that they could possibly come up with, which I feel like they could have done better. There's so much you could dig into me for, so much, and you pick Tea Channel.
How did you sleep that night? How did your career survive after being called a tea channel? I'd be weeping if someone called me a tea channel. I'd be so upset.
I cried myself to sleep that night. I didn't even sleep, really. I just kind of would close my eyes, drift off, and then I'd wake up with the sudden shock of, oh my God, everybody thinks I'm a tea channel. My life is over. So it was pretty hard, for a while. But I'm managing. I'm in therapy for it right now. So it's been okay.
I've just realised we probably should stop talking shit about tea channels, because they might all gang up on us and get loads and loads of tea and drama out of this conversation somehow. Look, I've nothing against tea channels. I get some of my news from you guys sometimes, and they all make bank. So yeah, no, good for you.
No problem with tea channels whatsoever. I do watch them on occasion, so it's all good. I just don't think I'm one, mostly because I'm not very animated. That's the main reason. And that they have big personalities and I don't have a personality. I'm looking for an opportunity to pull in this joke that I made the other day, but it doesn't quite fit.
You should just do it anyway. Now it's ruined. Just do it.
No, I can't remember who I was talking about as well, but we'll do it in terms of the tea channels. They have big personalities, and all I have is a personality disorder. So that's the joke. It's not natural anymore. It's not funny anymore. But it was really funny the first time I said it.
That works. That's absolutely fine. Believe in yourself.
I don't. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about aliens mostly. Maybe the T channels are aliens. I can't speak today. Dear Lord. T channels are aliens. That's why we started talking about them, clearly. I had a thing I wanted to ask you about. Because if you guys didn't know already, we did do a video before. It's on her channel, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch it. We talked about aliens, which is why we're doing this again today. It was a fun time. I did realize I came off as completely insane, but I think I am probably completely insane. So, but after that video, I was talking to my girlfriend about false flag UFO invasions and how governments across the world are going to pretend that the aliens are invading us so that they can put in martial law. And I said all this to her and I was explaining it to her. And her reaction to that was, well, that would be fun. So I thought I would ask you your opinion on false flag invasions. Do you think it's a load of shite, or do you think it's actually going to happen?
I live in fear of this every single day. No, I think it's the natural progression of things, and that's why they're disclosing so much information about, because this is the first time in recent history, the past 100 years or so, in the history of the press, that, you know, the bloody Pentagon have come out and been like, yeah, UFOs exist. Like the Canadian ex-military of defence, that Paul, whatever his name, he's always banging on about it. Like, it feels like I'm just suspicious. Anytime that they give information out about this stuff and they don't try to debunk it or whatever, I'm just kind of thinking, what's all this leading towards? Are we going to pretend that some alien race wants an intergalactic war? How would that even work, though? If the governments of the world said there is a alien race out there and they want to start a war, well, they're clearly going to fucking win in the first place, so what's the point of starting the war? But at the same time, it would get people into a suitable level of panic where they could implement martial law. So, yeah, I kind of think it's going to happen, and I'm going to move to my own island when it does.
Can I come to the island, please? Because I'm honestly slightly terrified.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to rebrand myself as a tea channel, make millions, and then buy my own fucking island to get away from here.
That sounds really idyllic. Honestly, the dream. Maybe that's why they're doing it. They're just trying to get off before the aliens come, or the fake aliens. Aliens don't come here. I realized I just said they're trying to get off before the aliens come, and I can't talk today. My mouth is not working, and I should just shut up. Like, I don't know. No, my brain is just not. I think I'm too scared of the alien invasion. That's not going to happen, but they're going to pretend it's going to happen. So clearly, I can't speak. But see, I know you did a video on Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory thing. I haven't watched it. I'm sorry.
How dare you? You come here. Get me involved in this. You haven't seen every video I've ever done. Right, how do I block this Zoom?
Right then, tell me what's the last video I did.
Something about yeah.
I actually don't know what my last video was, so whatever you said, I probably would have been like, yeah, probably missed that. But I know you did a video on his conspiracy theory stuff. I don't know if you watched like all his videos or something. There is one conspiracy theory video, or conspiracy theory, that Shane Dawson has talked about that was actually half decent, and I know because I've watched all of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
This is one where he was talking about, I don't know if you've seen this. He was talking about how they were gonna like make a false alien invasion, and then they were gonna, this is in America, and they were gonna introduce martial law and make people go into the Walmarts. Have you seen this? No.
No, regale me. Tell me everything.
Okay. Well, if you remember from the last video we did, I'm just terrible at explaining things, so bear with me while I try to explain my thoughts.
That's fine. I'm ready to be unimpressed.
Perfect. We've got a good bar going here. So the Walmarts all have, there's like 5 billion Walmarts in America, as you are aware. But they would be doing like these really loud construction stuff, and they would just close without any warning. And people in the neighborhoods, this is in like all different parts of America, people in those neighborhoods would hear like banging and drilling going on in the middle of the night and what sounded like explosions from under the Walmart. So, no, I genuinely believe this one. It is like, it sounds stupid.
I'm with you, continue.
You need to watch Shane Dawson's version of it, because I'm not doing it dramatically.
But please don't do that. Please don't tell me to watch more Shane Dawson. There's a reason I've not uploaded in ages. I'm burnt out.
I can try and do it like him. Hold on. And anyway, guys.
Stop.
But the idea is that they're like doing renovations underneath the Walmart, so that when they introduce martial law, they will push everybody into the Walmarts, and it's perfect because they already have the aisles laid out, so they can have everybody in these like lines. And there's Walmarts everywhere across America. Like every town has every city. I don't really know how America works or how geography works. So they would be able to just like have these big shops in every place in America with these aisles and with now underground stuff going on because of the explosions that we talked about earlier, clearly. So that they would all just be there and then, I don't know, they kill everybody. I don't know what the end of the theory was, but that was the middle section.
So there's explosions at Walmart. They get everyone to go in the Walmarts after like having some sort of fake light show, like fake light show. What? I can't talk either. Don't worry. I went like well Russell Brand then as well. Sometimes my accent is a bit, I could be on Made in Chelsea. Other times it's like, right, this fucking fake light show, yeah? I sound like I'm from Essex. So there's a UFO thing going on in the sky, probably like just some big lights, you know, like the bat light. They probably just do that, you know, with like some triangles or whatever, bits of like dairy triangle cheese they put on the lights. People think there's UFOs in the sky, because of course they fucking do. People go to the Walmarts and then they line up.
Okay, listen. If somebody else besides me were to explain it, it makes sense. This is why I don't do conspiracy theory videos, because I'm fucking useless. But yes, they line up they don't just go there willingly. Like, they're not all going to think, oh yes, let's go to the Walmart. Some of them might. I feel like a lot of them would. But no, the idea is the military come in and be like, we have to go to the Walmart for your safety, because there's food and shelter and underground bases where we're going to kill you all. It makes sense. I actually really should have checked what the end of that theory was. Like what the conclusion to all of it.
They sell guns at Walmart, so you could just go in, the army's doing that, you pick up a gun and people would try and shoot the Dairy Dunker UFO.
Like they did in
Dairy Triangle, whatever it was.
The Las Vegas Battle of Las Vegas? Los Angeles. Somewhere in America.
I've not seen that film.
No, not the film. The thing that happened in like the 40s. What is history? The Battle of Los Angeles, where they all shot at that big UFO. Do you not? You do know this.
I can't believe I just thought it was a film. I was like, I've not seen that film, because I refuse to watch films, because the idea of films annoy me, because they're all about like 2 hours long and I don't have that kind of attention span. And it's become a bone of contention between me and those dearest and nearest to me that, you know, I don't like watching films. I will, but really begrudgingly.
So you don't like any films?
I do. Something's happened and I blame I can't blame lockdown. I blame myself. Something's happened with my attention span. I blame YouTube. I blame these 10-minute long tea channels. I blame you personally. Yeah, you've done this to me. I don't like the idea of having to sit down for like 2.5 hours, because all films are really long nowadays. And then it's just the act of doing it. It's like how, you know, you don't really want to go to the gym because you know you have to be there for an hour exercising. It's kind of the same thing. Like,
it's not really the same thing.
I'm going to have to commit to this. I'm going to have to commit to sitting for like 2.5 hours and staring at a wall.
No, we're going to have to get back to the aliens, because I'm offended. Like, personally offended.
I thought you meant like the Battle of... There's some sort of alien film and it's called the Battle of... Or did I imagine that?
Are you thinking of Mars Attacks or something?
I like that film, but no.
I saw it when I was 12 and it freaked me out. And like, I think it was like their mouths or something that scared me. And then I thought they were going to come and get me. Although I did have an ongoing theme of like my whole adolescence thinking that the Greys specifically were going to come and get me, and I was terrified I would never be able to fall asleep. So...
They are scary. It's the really big eyes. It's quite unnerving.
I'm going to need to talk to you about the film thing. You're not getting away from this that easily. But while we're on the topic, do you think that the Greys are actual biological entities, or are they robots that are just sent here?
I knew you'd say that. I like to put all my eggs in every basket I can have. So I think, why not both? Why not real greys, which are biological, and then why not androids that can just withstand all the radiation in space, so they're suited for like long form space travel? Why not both? The universe is infinite, supposedly, meaning infinite possibilities, meaning it's already happened somewhere.
You could be right. I think you're onto something there. But
thank you.
I've always been torn on are they real or are they not, but now that you say it, it could be both. I think any of the ones that we've seen are definitely not, like, how would Giorgio say it? Flesh and blood extraterrestrials. But that's
Something
my best
like that.
attempt. I'm not good at impressions, so we're just going to move past that. I've tried 2 so far, and they've been the same. It's basically me looking at slightly more serious. So
me with my head at a different angle.
Basically, yes. But what about the theory then that they're us, but from the future?
Yeah, and they're like tourists. I've heard that one. I think Dan Aykroyd said that on the Joe Rogan podcast. He said that he thinks a lot of UFOs is just tourism, intergalactic. Hey, look at this planet. Hey, which I don't. Yeah, I could believe. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, why? There's so many UFO sightings. Dear God above heaven, sightings. They can't all be like here with some kind of agenda. Like, that makes no sense. We're not that interesting. What we are, though, is like watching, I don't know, animals at the zoo just like throwing shit at each other. Like, it's that. You just go for a day trip. The kids, the little baby aliens go along. They're bored. They want some snacks. They want to leave because it's no fun. They thought it was going to be fun. The parents are crying. They just want to get the kids out of the house. And it's all a complete disaster, and they all go home tired and hungry, and the kids have had too much sugar by this stage, so it's all just going to shit. I'm going to stop this story now, because it's going on for too long. But yeah, I think they probably are just tourists. But I meant like the idea that the Greys are us from the future that have just like evolved, because there was like something like, it would get darker here for some reason. I don't know if that's true, but somebody said it would get darker here and we would start traveling in space. So we'd need to see better. So our eyes would get bigger. And we are apparently going to stop procreating. I don't know how that one makes any sense, but they said we're going to stop procreating, and that's why the Greys have no genitals. Here's an issue though. How do we know they don't have genitals? So... You're just looking at me like I've lost my mind.
There's a lot going on with there's a lot going on with all of this. So the sun turns off, and then we get big eyes because we can't see very well. But how does that explain how we're traveling back in time?
It doesn't, but eventually we would have to. Look, I don't believe this one. I think it's a crock of shit. But that is the theory, that they just... Our eyes get bigger because it gets darker. We're traveling in space. Need to see more light. We lose our genitals because apparently we're not fucking. I don't see why that's happening, but apparently
I don't believe that.
It's the biggest issue with this.
Humans are always gonna find like something to fuck.
Yeah, I think. You know what? Maybe the person who came up with this theory was really homophobic or something. They were like, there's too many gays these days. We're all just going to stop making children and we'll have to make them all in labs. It's usually that.
Yeah, people are always going to be forever horny. Like, people are complaining, what, Lola Bunny? That bunny rabbit from, what's it? Space Jam. That's to do with aliens, you know, and it's... Michael, he's in Space Jam. Bill Murray's in love Bill Murray. He's in Space Jam. Somehow they go through a hole in the ground to... Yeah, but Lola Bunny, they've like remade her less sexy this time round, and horny people are mad about it. Humans are always going to be forever horny. Maybe it's our punishment for our previous sins. I don't know. Maybe in a past life, collectively, we were just all naughty, and now... we're all horny all the time for some reason. I don't know, like, that's a weird fucking thing to complain about, innit? Like, oh no, a cartoon bunny, they've made them less sexy. What are you talking about? Shut up. Like, just stop it. No. Cartoon bunny. How old is she in that as well? I'm going to Google that right now, sorry, because I'm going to get mad about it.
I need to know. No, I do need to know. But I saw that as well, and people are, like, really, like, actually enraged that she didn't have tits anymore. It's like, it's a cartoon bunny rabbit. What are you going to do with that anyway?
I just Googled how old is Lola the bunny, and Google says 31.
30? Like the character, or how long she's existed? She's 31? She's looking good.
Lola Bunny is Bugs Bunny's beautiful, sassy, and no-nonsense girlfriend. Who the fuck writes these fandom things, like on Wiki Fandom?
Here's what I was wondering, actually. Sorry, I can tie this back to aliens somehow. So I have Googled myself, and I think you know this because I messaged you ages ago saying I'm in PewDiePie's Wikipedia.
Yeah.
You know that thing they sent up to the moon or Mars or space? They sent something somewhere with like the entirety of Wikipedia.
What? Did they?
Yeah, it was
Why?
all like on these science. It was all on science to make it very tiny. And they sent all of Wikipedia, so I was trying to figure out if they had sent it before or after I was in PewDiePie's Wikipedia, because if it was if it was after, I'm in space. See why you need your own wiki fandom? So
why do you get to be in space? Why do you get that? Why don't I? I should get that. Weird that they're sending that up to space, though. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather not Google myself because I don't know what I'd find. Very terrible things. I don't need that kind of stress in my life, to be honest. You know, I would never set up like Google alerts for my name or anything. A lot of mainstream famous people or celebrities, they'll do that, and I know that because Louise Thompson from Made in Chelsea, she broke up with, her boyfriend broke up with her at this time years ago, and she complained on Instagram or Twitter that she was like, oh, you didn't wait too long to run to the papers to sell our exclusive like stories, did you? Because she had made a Google alert of her own name. So she saw when like the next day there were like 10 to 15 articles written about her from Andy Jordan, that was his name, being like she was a bad girlfriend. Made in Chelsea and reality TV drama is so good. It's like a step up from YouTube drama.
I can't do it. I watched like half of one episode. I think I told you this before, and it was just too. I couldn't figure out, was it obviously it was scripted, but I couldn't figure out if it was like supposed to be fictional or if it was supposed to be real. I just couldn't do it. It's too much for me. You know,
some scenes are fictional, yeah.
But you know, it'd be really depressing. The aliens did come down, and who they wanted to talk to was like the Made in Chelsea people, or The Only Way is Essex, or something. One of those people, instead of like us, I'd be deeply hurt.
But maybe they get transmissions of like those two. Imagine there's a planet out there and someone's getting transmissions from Earth, and it is Towie or Made in Chelsea, or even worse, Geordie Shore. Like, our best and brightest is being watched across the galaxy. Imagine that.
Oh dear. I would love to know that there are aliens somewhere watching reality TV from here. But like, I want them to think that it's all real. Like, that nothing of it is scripted. Like, this is just how human beings behave. And this is just normal. And that's why they don't talk to us.
That's how we get into intergalactic war, because they think we're all like that. And they just think, let's put the whole planet out of its damn misery then.
But wait, we never determined so here's the thing. If they do have like an invasion, whatever, they come down, what I want to know is why they would say they want to fight us. What do we have to provide them with? And also, why wouldn't we just immediately surrender? Because we don't have anything.
Planet has a lot of natural resources. Maybe they'd want that. And also, yes, we literally couldn't do anything if an alien race turned around and tried to... Well, we wouldn't try, they would succeed in invading and dominating the world. We wouldn't be able to do anything unless the government is hiding some sort of super, who knows? Who fucking knows?
They have Cthulhu in the basement somewhere.
Yeah, just locked up in the basement somewhere. Maybe, and that scares me. Cthulhu scares me.
Really? You sure?
Because like the ocean it's too big for starters. There's too much of it. What if one day somehow I get trapped in the ocean? That's a thought that scares me. I'm not that good at swimming, so I don't like it. It's too big. I don't like anything, and I don't think enough people realise this. I'm like who's that comedian who also hates everything? Stuart Lee, where like he doesn't even tell jokes. He just goes on stage and literally just moans for about an hour, and he's a millionaire from doing it. I'm literally I don't like anything. I don't like the moon. I don't really like space because that's too big as well. It's so big, you can't even really... It gives you a panic attack if you think about it too much. I'm not keen on that.
Yeah, no, space freaks me out. I can't cope with it. I can't cope with its existence. Like, I'm obsessed with aliens, but don't talk to me about space. I just want the aliens that are already here. So I don't have to accept there's anywhere else. The worst thing that would happen, though, if I was ever abducted, like, I wouldn't be so terrified that I am being abducted. I'd be more worried about the fact that, oh crap, am I in space right now? Like, are they going to let me go back? Am I going to be in space forever? Are they just going to drop me out and it's going to be like Gravity? No. Gravity. Have you seen it? Did you like it? Do you like any movie? I'm coming back to this.
I thought you meant Gravity is in the actual...
No, like the movie where she gets stuck in space.
This thing?
Yeah, the actual thing that has us on our asses right now.
Because Gravity, the force, the actual force, I don't agree with it. Who is it to say, like, why don't I get I didn't consent. I don't consent to being stuck here all the time. Maybe I want to do a bit of flying. So I don't like Gravity, the force. Gravity, the film, I didn't see. I have seen The Martian with that man. He's on Mars and then he makes potatoes from his shit.
I haven't seen this movie.
But, like, I was really disappointed. It's called The Martian. I think it's Matt Damon and he's stuck on Mars and he has to, like, just, wait it out until they can come pick him up or whatever. It's better than the way I'm selling it. It is better. But I did think it would be about actual Martians and aliens, so I was disappointed. I take titles of things a bit too literally, and I get disappointed. So Gravity, I've not seen that. Is that Sandra Bullock?
Yes, and the guy, oh my god, really famous actor whose name I should know.
Brad Pitt.
No, the older than Brad Pitt. He was on the coffee ads. George Clooney.
George Clooney?
Yeah, I think it was him.
No, I have not seen this. Haven't seen this film. Haven't seen Prometheus. Don't want to. Is Prometheus by the bloke who made Avatar? Is it that guy?
I don't know what Prometheus is about. I know that it exists. So, but no, in Gravity she gets stuck in space. Like I think they're on the International Space Station. They're on some form of space station. No, it's not the international one. They're on a space station and it breaks and it gets flung off and she's just stuck in space in a little spacesuit like, oh shit. So it's a freaky one if you have a fear of space.
Is that the whole film? She's just floating around?
Basically, but you know what? It's actually quite interesting. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be pretty boring.
I will tell you a film I did watch recently and I actually did like it. Captain Marvel.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna go. No, I haven't.
But they were like reptilian. There were reptilians in that. They basically are like lizard shape-shifting lizard people. That's just reptilians, and I quite like that film.
I haven't actually seen it. I've only seen 2 Marvel films, 3 possibly. I saw Endgame, and then I saw some of the Iron Man ones. They're not very good. I'm about to get like...
I stayed away from all those films for years, yeah.
So wait, is Captain Marvel the blonde one?
Yeah, who's like completely overpowered.
I don't know.
Because she absorbs some like explosion. I don't know. Some thing explodes and she absorbs it and then she's just overpowered. And where was she in... when Thanos was doing that thing? I'm sure people have already said that.
She was.
Yeah, I stayed away from Marvel films like quite a lot, but I've had to watch a lot of them recently. They're okay. Spider-Man's annoying, isn't he? He's always got a quip. I don't like that. I don't like how self-aware films have become, and I blame Deadpool. Have you seen Deadpool?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I didn't like that. Like, my mates made me watch it because they thought this is your cup of tea, and I was like, no, I don't like this. But I watched it like fairly recently, maybe within them in the past year. Whereas I think when it came out at the time, it was probably like one of the first films to like be super self-aware and be like, hey, we've only got 2 X-Men. Did we have the budget for more? Breaking the fourth wall kind of thing. But because like maybe we're more used to it now, so I don't know. I don't like it when like main characters, they just have a quip for everything. So it's like, shut up. Like, you're just annoying me.
No, I get that. I don't like that either. The humor is very the same for all those movies. I think, and I've said this before, I think, but they're good cinema movies. Like, they have good atmosphere, they're colorful, and there's a lot of things going on. The sound is great, but the stories are not interesting. And the humor is not particularly funny. But, like, I'd go to the cinema and I'd watch it and I wouldn't want to, like, tear my eyes out afterwards. So I would call that a win.
I used to watch movies quite a lot when I was younger, and I genuinely just think it has become a sort of attention span issue for me. And or maybe I just hate more stuff as I've gotten older. I don't know. I mean, I guess like my favourite film of all time is The Matrix. The first one. First Matrix, you know, because that was an intro to everything that ruined my life.
So you just need movies that ruin your life.
I watched it at a very early age. I don't know. I mean, like, I was very, very, very young when I watched the first Matrix, maybe 6 or 7 years old. Very impressionable age to watch something that heavy. And then it just kind of ruined everything. Like, a lot of concepts, a lot of big philosophical and existential concepts within the Matrix that maybe a 6 to 7 year old shouldn't be, you know? Yeah. But that's my favorite. And it had Keanu Reeves in, of course, so that's my favorite film of all time.
I didn't see that. I think I told you this. I only saw The Matrix recently, and I didn't actually finish it. But because it's not new anymore, like I know the story already. I think what was I even watching when I was a kid? I used to rewatch The Fifth Element every time I would go to my dad's house. The Fifth Element and the entire, like, however many seasons of Father Ted. I would just watch those the whole time. I think I might have watched Alien versus Predator or something when I was at my dad's. Possibly not. Maybe just Predator. It's one of those movies, because I don't know when any of them came out and I don't remember it. And I watched Hide and Seek when I was like 8, and I think that was my favorite film. And I was like, Dakota Fanning is my favorite actress, even though I had only seen her in that one film. And I don't know if she's been in anything else besides Twilight. So she's doing well. I had a point to all of this, but it's gone. Oh yeah, so you need movies that are going to ruin your life. And I have plenty of those, because I like movies that, like, make me hate everything.
No, I mean, I've watched a lot of, like, fucked up films. You know, like, the films where it's just, this is very morally questionable as to why the director has made this. He's just made this because he's got some sort of, like, torture, porn, obsession in his own head. Like, I've watched a lot of them, you know, like, have you ever seen a Serbian film? Like, let's not talk about what happens in a Serbian film, but if you've seen it, you know, it's just like, and then I kind of love when these directors, like Tom Six, who made The Human Centipede, they come out with, like, really pretentious reasons as to why they made the film. So, like, the director of a Serbian film tried to turn it into, it's an allegory for the Serbian government fucking over its own people. And it's like, oh yeah, so that's why you put in, like, the triple suicide homicide thing at the end between okay, no, like, no, you just, like, just say it with your chest. Say that you just wanted to make a really fucked up film. And Tom Six, he annoys me, the Human Centipede director. He's well up his own arse. I
have never heard him say anything. I haven't even watched The Human Centipede because I know it's just going to make me throw up. I can't do it.
He's very I've done a video on him, actually. He's kind of, how old is he? Because however old he is, he's too old to be acting like a 14-year-old on 4chan, on the B, on /B, on 4chan for the first time. Because that's just how he comes across in interviews. He's come out with this film called The Onania Club. Like, I think Onania means, does it mean masturbation, or does it mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Onania. I think it's some sort of ancient Latin, I don't know, what are those words for, like, masturbation or whatever. It's about this group of elite women who get off on the misery of others, Schadenfreude, but they sexually get off. And he said in interviews how he wanted to make, like, you know, the nastiest piece of cinema ever. And it's just like, you're so up your own ass, mate. Like, no one's caring. Also, you've been working on this film for, like, 6 years. Where is it?
You know what, though? The guy who made Hereditary and Midsummer, have you seen those films?
I've heard of them.
No, they are actually really good. They're really, really good. Hereditary is specifically quite bleh, but it's like good. That's the only way I can describe it. But that director just said something along the lines of, oh yeah, I just knew I wanted to make a movie and it was going to be 3 hours long. He said, my next movie is going to be 4 hours long. That's all he said. Like, he didn't try any, like, oh, I'm trying to make some kind of commentary on, like, the church or something. It's just like, no, I just wanted to make a film. That's it. I like that. I appreciate that. Although,
yeah, it's more honest.
Yeah, but I watched Hereditary with my girlfriend and now she refuses to watch any horror films with me. So that's a problem.
Is it that bad? What happens? Don't tell. No, summarize.
Oh God, summarize. Oh dear. I don't know how to summarize it without spoiling anything. I really don't.
Oh, what's the intro bit then? Like, what's the setup of it?
See, here's the issue. It changes what's going on quite a lot. There's absolutely no way for me to explain this to you without spoiling it. There's a family, and the beginning of it, the grandmother dies, and the kids are really weird, and the daughter is specifically weird, and the mother is just insane. The mother is that actress who's in everything whose name I can never remember. So, there you go.
Good, cheers for that.
No, but watch it for real. Like, it's really good, because I can't tell you why it's good, because I can't tell you what happens in it. But I just, like, it made me feel sick for weeks. So there's that. Just watch it.
It's just funny. It's just like, it's optimistic, you know, because one of my mates is probably going to watch this video we're doing right now, and they're going to message me. I know exactly which mate is going to. They're going to message me, and he's going to be like, yeah, good fucking luck. Because, like, my mates will send me YouTube videos, like clips of stuff they think I will enjoy. They'll be like, here you go, Alizee, check this one out. I never do. And it's not because I'm really pig-headed or anything. I just kind of forget. I forget, like, what I'm doing half the time.
It's kind of a mood. No, people send me stuff all the time and I don't watch it. I have a friend who's like, I think we do a podcast together and we were talking about this on the podcast, which hasn't gone up yet. But she was saying, I've recommended you about 500 TV shows at this point over the last 18 years of our friendship, and you have never watched a single one of them. I'm like, no, I have watched all the animes you've recommended me. So, but she's been saying to watch Orphan Black for ages and I haven't done it. But, like, I just forget. Like, when it comes time to watch something, my brain is not there. I've forgotten every show I've ever heard of in my life. But with that being said, you should watch Hereditary. I don't know if you would like it. I don't know what you enjoy. But I just think you should watch it. Maybe I should give you a shorter movie to watch. But, like, it's not going to make a difference, is it?
It's just very optimistic. Maybe, I don't know, like, I'm trying. I think over the past year, this is going to get like weirdly personal and a little bit deep, not profound in any way, but a little bit personal. I think over the past year, I've just gotten so used to saying no to a lot of things. I think like everything has made one a little bit more isolated. I've gotten very used to just being like, no, straight away. So I am trying to be more like, yes, I will check out that thing that you've taken the time out of your day to recommend me. But I think I just enjoy watching things that are shit or like reading. I'm reading this book called Divergent because I saw on like Instagram people complaining about how bad of a young adult book it is. So I've decided to read that. I've almost finished it within like, I don't know, the past 10 hours. It's terrible. I enjoy how bad it is. I think I like it when things are a little bit shit. Hence why like I'll watch reality TV.
No, that makes sense. I kind of get that in the way, like I'll want to watch a YouTube video or something, but I won't know what I want to watch. I'll be like, oh, I'll scroll through my recommended. And all these good videos will come up, but I'm like, oh, 15 minutes? No. And then I'll click on something that's like 6 seconds long. So now my entire recommended is Animal Crossing, 6-second long videos. No, they're like 30 seconds, actually. And Game Grumps, which I haven't watched in ages, so I don't know why Game Grumps started coming up for me, but it just did. So...
I don't think I've ever watched Game Grumps. Like, there's a lot on YouTube that I haven't watched or I refuse to watch as well.
Well, Game Grumps, I'm really bad at, like, starting to watch new channels, which is kind of, like, shitty of me. But there's a whole progression of why I started watching Game Grumps. I'm going to tell you it right now, even though you didn't ask. I used to only watch PewDiePie. Only. This is back when he did gaming. And I ran out of PewDiePie videos to watch. And Jacksepticeye kept
He's got
coming up
like
for me.
3,000 videos. Jesus, okay.
Well, like all the good ones, like all the gaming ones and stuff. And this was, I don't know, 2014. I would have been, God, what age am I? I would have been 16 or 17 at the time. So I didn't have anything else going on in my life. And Jacksepticeye kept coming up. There's an alarm going on outside, so if we could just wait for that to finish. I don't know if you can hear that.
A little bit, actually, yeah.
There's a supermarket here, and I don't know why, but an alarm for it will just go off constantly in the night.
Because they're trying to get everyone to line up inside the supermarket so they can lock them in away from the aliens.
You know, I'm going to have to leave this bit in now.
That's fucking hilarious. That I'm going to look that up myself. I will watch another bloody Shane Dawson video because that is one of the... That's hilarious. They'll go in the Walmart and then...
No, but like, honestly, I think this one is real. I really do. I think this is the one that is good. I'm just not good at explaining things. Although I haven't watched that since like the video came out. So maybe if I rewatch it now, I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Although I did try to rewatch some of his conspiracy theory videos, and the only thing I could focus on was how loud the background music was and how bad his audio was. Like, he didn't noise reduce in any capacity.
I've noticed this too. You know, like I've noticed this because what kind of irritates me, not so much anymore. Like whatever. I don't have anger issues at all. But like what I would find annoying at the time is seeing so many comments from people being like, oh my God, Netflix, get Shane Dawson a documentary series or whatever. And it's like the guy he doesn't sort out his audio dynamics. I'm not saying that mine's amazing. I do the best within my capabilities, but like,
he doesn't try. He doesn't even use like auto noise reduce or something, which all you have to do is click it and it just does something. Like, yeah,
or you know, like depending on what program you're using, like denoise or dehum or whatever, you know, when there's kind of that low level like shh in the background of like, because that's quite normal. He doesn't even get rid of that. I've noticed. Like he won't say shh. How did he get 20 million subscribers? How?
Racism and blackface. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's an alien. Moving on from Shane Dawson, because he pisses me off. I'm so annoyed that he's like a millionaire, I think. I don't actually know how much money he has. He's like a millionaire pretending to be poor when I could be a millionaire.
I know you said that you've not seen it, but in my Shane Dawson conspiracy video, like I am genuinely enjoying myself throughout a lot of it because it's just quite shit. As I said, I really enjoy when things are a little bit shit. And there's this bit that genuinely made me laugh where he says something along the lines of, because it's like a part 1 and a part 2. It's like the main big conspiracy videos he did. And he said, and in part 2 of this conspiracy video duo, I'm going to leave this room. And it made it sound like he was just going to go outside of his house. And I was like, fuck yes, my man. Like, that's brilliant. But if I had like that kind of like, you know, fuck you, I'll do what I want money, I would, I'd be going to like Pumapunku and Goblioteki. I'm so sorry. I can't even pronounce England or British most of the time. So like Goblioteki, or I'll be going to all of those places, or like going to the pyramids and like trying to do a little bit of filming and, you know, like what I'd want to put it back in to, you know, my own content, not just I'm going to go outside.
Wait, so you're watching his documentary conspiracy theory ones, not just his other like videos that he did with his screen cushion? Oh God, that's the not thing, right? And the water.
I did part 1. I didn't realize that it was a part 1 and a part 2. Genuinely, I only realized like on camera because when it came up with part 1, and then I got really upset. So I was like, dude, I can't sit through like 3+ hours of Shane Dawson's day. I'll just do this one. And maybe, I mean, it's been quite well received. So I probably will do the part 2, even though I hate it slightly a little bit. What I hate about like doing those videos, it's just kind of, it's mainly the editing. Because like you have to watch it. I don't write a script for these ones anymore, you know. So I watch it and give my reaction in real time. And then for the editing, to match it all up, I kind of have to almost rewatch it again, like rewatch the whole. So it's just a bit, it gets a little bit tedious. That's all. So I think in the part 2, because he didn't mention the Chuck E. Cheese thing, I think it's in the part 2, the Dasani water and Chuck E. Cheese thing.
Mm-hmm. And what's in the first part, though? That's the phone is listening to you. The first part.
There's four little iPhone conspiracies, and they're all just boring. In fact, one of the conspiracies was like, I don't have an iPhone because I'm amazing. I have a Huawei because I don't care. Right, I have an Android. But on iPhone, apparently there's like a live photo feature that records like 3 seconds before you take a picture, 3 seconds after. And they make such a big deal about it in Shane's video. They all just start freaking out for some reason. And I'm sure she won't mind me saying, but Rachel Oates texted me after she watched my video and said that feature, it's a feature of the iPhone and it's useful for if you want to take a picture of something that's maybe moving, maybe she's taking another picture of her dog, then you can actually go frame by frame to pick like the best one. So it's a known feature on the iPhone, but they really made it into a whole, maybe it's recording us the whole time. But okay.
I've used that, but you turn on the camera. The camera's on when you open the app. Shane Dawson exhausts me. I just wish he would do with that massive audience, he could have done real conspiracy theories. He could have walked up to the Pentagon and probably gotten shot, but he could be like, we're gonna find the secrets. I don't know. He could have done something, but he went on about iPhones and water and Chuck E. Cheese.
Did you ever? Do you know who Jesse Ventura is?
Oh, yeah.
Legend. And he has I mean, I say legend, but if he's done anything that's, problematic, then I don't say he's a legend. Just Google him quickly, find out, because I know a few of those types usually do get into trouble or whatever, but he had conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura, and there is one episode where he's annoyed that the CIA won't give him an interview, so he just goes into the CIA building and just I want to talk to someone, and I think they just send out a man to be like, oh, Jesse's here, better go calm him down. But that's fucking hilarious. Imagine if we'd had some of that from Shane Dawson.
That would have been good. Maybe people wouldn't hate him so much. No, I doubt it. But see, that's what you could do if you became a millionaire. You could go into the CIA and be like, I want to talk to somebody. Give me the guy who makes coffee. I don't know. Tell me all the secrets. Something. That would be interesting. I would like to do that.
Yeah, I'd go straight into the GCHQ and demand to start talking to anyone. I don't know, the cleaner who's there after hours. Have you seen anything suspicious? That kind of thing. I'd love it. It'd be well fun.
It's so much lost potential. Somebody needs to do it. You need to do it. Become a T channel, make millions, buy your island, and then go to the CIA and make cool conspiracy theories on the pyramids and that place.
Let me just squeeze out a few more videos about Shane Dawson and then see if I can get the funds to go bother the CIA and the NSA and whoever else, the FBI. Area 51, why not? Sneak in, probably. When they have to take the laundry out of Area 51, probably baskets, probably just jump in a basket of fresh laundry and get wheeled inside. I used to think that maybe you could do that. It's cartoon logic, but maybe.
You know what? Maybe you could. It is America. What do we really know about America? Maybe that's how it works. Maybe the cartoons were right.
Yeah, maybe at Area 51 they have fantastic technology that they've reverse engineered from alien aircraft, but they just don't have any washing machines there. So they have to wheel the laundry in and out when it needs to be cleaned. Do you know what? I'm going to start a GoFundMe if anyone wants to send a couple of quid, for me to get the flight over there and also for my bail when I get arrested at Area 51. Link in bio.
Amazing. I fully support you jumping into the Area 51 laundry. I don't know how this started, but you know what I'm realizing as well? In the video we did for your channel and this video talking about aliens, we have not once mentioned Area 51. Not once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Somehow. We just skipped that. I think that's old news at this point. Just oh yeah, aliens. That's it. I mean, there's nothing there now. Clearly. It's all moved.
Yeah. Area 52. That's where the aliens are at.
And wait, have you saw the Area 52 episode of Ancient Aliens where he's like, I think it was David Childress or whatever his name is, was like, there's Area 53 and 54 and 50.
I love him so much. I really want to try and get email for these guys and reach out to any of them to try to get them like for an interview on my channel. I'd fucking love that. You know Giorgio. Yeah, well, you know Giorgio. Aliens. Sukalos.
Yes.
Sukalos. Very sorry, Giorgio, if you happen to watch this video. Why wouldn't you? Just put his name in the tag so it comes up when he searches for himself online. What's I going to say about him? I think his only accolade, if that's the right word I'm using, for going on Ancient Aliens and, being like one of the people that talks about it, is that he has some sort of newspaper, right, called the something Times, like the Legendary Times. But then if you Google this, like, which is his only, like, kind of qualification for going on Ancient Aliens, it doesn't actually, it's not really a thing. It's like an old website from like 2001. And it's like, my man really managed to finesse an entire career after making like, one kind of like crappily designed website and never updating it. Legend.
I can make a crappy website. I did web development for a little while and I was pretty bad at it. So if that's the only qualification that's needed, I can definitely do that and get an Ancient Aliens, no problem.
You can make the cursor when you're on the website like a little UFO or something.
Oh, no, I'm going to do it. I have to do it now. I'm going to get on Ancient Aliens. They'll put me as like editor-in-chief at all the good domain names are taken at this point. So it's going to have to be something really shit and really long. Like VangelinaSkov found an alien.com. And except now I've said it, somebody is going to buy that domain. So, but you know what? I think it would be a good way to get on. And then I will meet Giorgio and I will find out the secrets of his hair because honestly, I want my hair to be bigger, but it's just not working out for me. So, figure it all out. You know that
I like how the seasons progressed, his hair just got bigger as well. It's so sweet. What a lovely man.
He's just delightful, except for when he's complaining on Twitter about e-readers. She went on a whole tangent about it.
I was just about to say, because obviously I don't use Twitter, but I follow him on Instagram. And sometimes it's like, Giorgio, these are some boomer level, like, memes you're sharing, my man. And a little bit too boomery for me sometimes, but I'll ignore it because I'm biased.
Yeah. I mean, we were watching the other day with my girlfriend and she just said something like, so he wants to go to Mars, but he doesn't like Kindles. It's just like, yeah, that's the logic.
Why doesn't he like Kindles? What do Kindles do?
They just really offended him. He went on this whole tangent about like, I would never have an e-reader. It's only real books for me. And it took me ages to figure out why, because he didn't say why. But I stalked his Twitter for ages and eventually he said that he's a book collector. He just likes books. So I guess that's why. But he made it sound like he had like an actual vendetta against Kindles. Like they were going to take over and ruin the world, or, oh, those kids with their heads in their Kindles or something. I don't know. I got annoyed about this. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I'm so sorry. I got really annoyed about this because Kindles are more environmentally sustainable. So we should be promoting them. It is wasteful. This is why the aliens don't want to talk to us, because we're not using Kindles. Giorgio, for
It's quite a strange hill to die on for a man that has made an entire career from going to like any ancient site and being like, aliens. It's like quite a weird hill to die on. Kindles and ebooks, okay. Well, I guess he's just a little bit of a boomer, though. We can overlook it a little bit. He's given us so much fun over the years. He's
okay. He could have said worse things. I mean, I don't know if he's said anything like horrible. So sorry if he has, but like, it's not the worst thing he could do. It's all good. We're all friends here. Giorgio, please stop this. Giorgio, please.